As Yeah, I ended up using all of our savings. I used everything that we had, or almost everything that we had, because of a semi good reason. So you'll be able to hear the rest of it as we get deeper into the video. But first thing first, if you don't know who I am, my name is Isaiah. I'm a six-figure shoe seller. By the way, you saw that lighting change just then? I don't know how to stop that. It just happens on its own. So there was a guy who was like not thrilled with that lighting change, and I'm sorry. I really, really did try to fix it, but it's not working. But if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Isaiah. I'm a six-figure shoe seller, and my wife and I, we decided to create this series in order to document our journey as we ascend the ladder towards financial freedom. And every week we like to sit down and talk about our business and expenses so that we can, which is a series that we like to call our financial freedom breakdown. But let's do this. So first thing first, we got to do our Isaiah isn't cap part of the segment. And then after we do that, we can talk about what happened and why we have no savings anymore. All right. Here we go. So last week from March 25th to March 31st, we did $4,045.32 in sales. ASP did go up, so about 21%, so $27 ASP. This is probably going to go down from this point in the present all the way into the future, though. I'll explain why later. And our quantity sold was down a little bit. We sold 150 items, but I think we could have sold more if I could have done any work on Friday. On Friday, I did zero work, like no work at all, because I got this really, really big buy, and due to this large buy, I wasn't able to do anything else, basically. I had no time to do anything else, so I wasn't sending out offers all day. I wasn't, I wasn't able to list until much later in the day. I don't even know if I listed that day at all. So we went through the entire day, and I wasn't able to do my regular thing. So we only did like $348 in sales or so, rather than our usual $500 to $600, which would have allowed us to be a little bit higher when it came to quantity sold as well as like total sales. Our cash flow was $2,211.10. So that's just the amount that eBay paid us essentially, which is really good. Our goal was to do $1,600 per week, $1,628 specifically, and we are at $2,200 roughly. So that's really good. And a good portion of this went into savings, and then I used it all. And I'm going to explain what I used it on. I am not tracking my hours worked anymore, mainly because it takes a lot of time for me to do it, and if I don't do it during the day, I have to like try to backtrack and do it, and I barely have time right now. So I work somewhere between 60 to 80 hours a week. Sometimes I will work 70, sometimes I'll work 80, sometimes I'll work 60, somewhere between there. So we're going to do 70 as our average, and we'll go from there. Our cash flow average was $14.74 per pair, which is around a profit per item of $11-ish or so. We needed to sell 110 pairs, and we managed to sell 150, which is really, really good. That's 21 pairs per day. And this time, we actually managed to do pretty good on our listings when we listed around 161 items, despite missing Friday. Our listing goal was 15 a day, so we wanted to do 15 per day for 7 days, which would be 105. And we did 161, which is higher than our typical listing goal because we wanted to push out a bunch of inventory on Saturday and Sunday. But based off of a 70-hour work week, that would give us an efficiency metric of around $31 per hour due to us making more money during the course of the week. So let me explain what happened. A lot went down. Also, guys, the bins are freaking multiplying, and they're not going away until Friday or Saturday. But let me explain something to you. So we were at the Goodwill on Wednesday or Thursday. And when I was there, I was just going to go pick up a couple of pairs because I needed pairs. I knew I was doing a big buy on Friday, but this is of last week. All of this is about last week. But I knew I was doing a big buy on Friday. So I went to Goodwill just to get enough pairs to hold me over from Wednesday and Thursday so that when Friday came, we could do the big buy and we'll be good. On Wednesday, I went to Goodwill and I saw one of the people from the flea market. And he was like, "Yo, Isaiah, what's good, bro? How you doing?" And I'm like, "What's good, bro? Just chilling, just trying to find some stuff. What you doing here?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm just here, looking around, trying to get some stuff for my wife, this, that, and the other." And he says, "Bro, I just went to New Orleans and I got like 500, 600 pairs of shoes when I was in New Orleans. So, what you trying to do, bro? Like, all this stuff at this Goodwill, spend none of your money on this stuff. Don't spend any money on this. Like, come we can go to the flea market right now, and I can hook you up, bro. I got you. And I'm like, I really need to do my shipping right now, so I can't go right now. But I'm down with coming to see you on Saturday, bro. Like, can I see you on Saturday at the flea? And he's like, for sure, 100%. Let's go. And on Saturday, I was like, bro, I got you. We're gonna go through the store. We'll make this happen. I will see you on Saturday specifically. And I gave him my word. I said I will be there on Saturday. Now, I knew I had this big buy on Friday. I didn't know how big it was going to be or how much inventory I was going to buy, but I knew that I was going to be doing a big buy. Friday comes along, and the buy is twice the size that we thought it would be. So we spent a good bit of our money on that purchase. Basically, we bought a bunch of shoes that somebody didn't want. That was it. But it ended up being like hundreds of shoes. So because we bought a bunch of shoes that someone didn't want, I was thinking, man, do I still want to go to the flea market? Because I have more than enough inventory now. Because we got like 400 pairs of shoes. So 400 shoes at a listing goal of 15 per day is enough for the whole month, basically. It was like 450 shoes. So I'm thinking, maybe I don't need to go see my guy because I already got plenty of inventory. But in my head, I'm thinking, I told this guy that I was going to be there. So, like, if I'm not there, I'm no longer a man of my word. I gotta be a man of my word. I gotta go over there and go see him. I told him I would see him. And he asked me like 6 times, 7 times, bro, you gonna be there? And I'm like, bro, I got you. I will be there. I will be there. So, Saturday rolls are by, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm beat. I just had to go through all of those shoes from this big deal. And I bet people are going to wonder, like, hey, how did you go about getting this big deal? It's not as difficult as it may seem. You just, basically someone who knew that I sold shoes told me about this going on, and that's how I found out about most things. Someone knows that I sell shoes. They say, hey, Isaiah, are you interested in this? This person is doing this, or this store is doing this. And then I just go over there and be like, hey, I buy shoes. What y'all got? And they say, hey, we got a lot of shoes. Let me give you a great price. And they usually give you a good price because of the quantity that I try to buy. And due to the fact that I sell in so many different shoe categories, I can usually make it worth someone's while. Because let's say, for example, if you only sold sneakers, if you were to go to try to do a deal and they had a bunch of comfort shoes as well, like heels, Mary Janes, loafers, flats, stuff like that, you don't sell that stuff, so you can only buy like 4 or 5 pairs of sneakers that are available. But due to me being able to sell in all of the categories, I can buy all of your heels, your boots, your sandals, your sneakers as well, your comfort shoes, your Mary Janes, your loafers, all of that stuff, which makes it so much more attractive since they can move so many more items. Now, in this scenario, it was more of a buy everything kind of thing, which I don't usually like to do because you get stuck with stuff that you don't actually want and that you can't sell. So in most cases, I'd rather cherry pick the stuff, but the deal was better if I were to buy it all compared to if I were to get it like a onesie twosies kind of thing. So the total cost for those pairs was like, I don't know, it was a lot. It was a lot. I don't want to say because I don't want to you're not supposed to talk too much about your sourcing. Like maybe someone here lives next door and they're like, oh man, I got you, Isaiah. I know exactly where you got that inventory from. I will beat you there next time, this, that, or the other. But I don't know. We'll see. Where was I? Mariah's in here right now, so I can't bounce off of her to get my idea back. So I was supposed to go to the flea market. So I show up to the flea market, and I'm like, hey, I tell Mariah I'm only going to spend $150. Now, I haven't went into savings at all. The big deal, I was able to do that without going into savings. I used all my cash flow, the excess I was just showing you, to do that deal. And then I went to the flea market, and I was like, I'm only going to spend $150. That's it. We'll spend $150, and then after we spend our $150, we're heading out. We'll go somewhere else because we already have plenty of inventory. I don't need more stuff. So I see him. I grab like 7, 8 pairs of shoes, and I'm like, "What price makes sense to you?" And he goes, $150. I throw my hands in the air. I'm jumping with joy. I'm like, "That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to spend $150. You said $150. This is perfect. We're on the same page." This is where things get bad. The person right beside him, right after I did this deal, goes, hey, Isaiah, yo, you see all these shoes on the bottom rack right here? Like all of these, and it's a bunch of shoes on all of the ones that are on the ground. She's like, every single pair that's down there, you can get them for $10 a pair. No big. And I'm like, $10 a pair? 10 a pair for on clouds, Hokas, limbs, really good Merrells, and like awesome Nikes, a couple of like really good condition Asics and Brooks, bunch of sneakers. And I'm like, She said, also these shoes right here in this bag, we haven't taken them out yet. These shoes in this bag, you can get those for $10 a pair as well. I'm just trying to get rid of this stuff, Isaiah. So if you can help me out, I can help you out. And I'm like, there's dozens of shoes under this table. $10 a pair is a beautiful price. At $10 a pair for shoes that I can sell for 35, 40, 45, 50 bucks, do I want my savings or do I want the shoes? I don't know. I don't know what you do there. But I guess in some scenarios, like, you would want to keep your savings. But I'm thinking, bro, I could turn so many of these shoes over. This is a great opportunity. Why would I not do this? This isn't a once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's a really, really good one. And I can just list all this stuff today. So I was like, I'm going to list all of the inventory today and just try to get this stuff sold. And here's the beautiful thing. I bought like 40, 50 shoes or so from the flea. Like, I bought a good bit of shoes. And I think at the flea market, usually my average buy cost is around $15 or so. But with those $10 shoes, like, out of that set of shoes that was only $10, I sold like 13 to 14 of them by Monday. So I bought them on Saturday, and I had so many of them sold by Monday. So we got a good bit of our money back. So it worked out, but I did end up using a significant portion of my savings in order to do it. And on top of that, because it's bill week this week, like, I don't get to put any money in my savings right now. I have to take all of the money, pay all of our bills, and once our bills are paid, then I can start funneling money back over into savings. So, I don't know, like, it was a good deal. It was a really, really good deal, in my opinion. To be able to go $10 into $35, $40, $45, $50, there were two pairs that I sold for $90 over the, like, today. Today, I sold two of the pairs for $90. So, like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I feel ashamed, but at the same time, I feel like I made such a great decision. Because I just wanted to turn our money into more money. Now, it put us in a precarious situation because I'm like, bro, what if we don't make enough money this week to pay our bills? That's possible. Like, oh my gosh, my best friend told me, Isaiah, your ambition is ridiculous. Like, how are you gonna have, like, you're putting your family security, you're like disregarding your family security for the sake of your ambition for you to grow the business. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably a bad idea. I probably shouldn't be moving this way. But guys, it was such a good deal. I didn't know it. I was like, I had to buy it. And what's crazy is, I think this week we've done really, really well. Like, I think this week might be one of our highest weeks in sales that we've had in, I don't know, probably like the last several months at least. Depending on how things actually shake out. If things stay as they are, it's going to be a ridiculously high week. So it was worth it. It's just that I did indeed put us in danger to not be able to pay our bills potentially. But I think we should be able to pay everything. And then my other thought process was like, hey, my renters, I know that I've been talking for a long time, but let me keep going a little bit. My renter's history right now is perfect. I've never missed a payment for my rent, either at my store nor here. I've never missed a payment. So my thought process was, and maybe this is stupid, y'all let me know, but my thought process was, worst case scenario of using all your savings on buying this inventory on this deal. Worst case scenario would be, like, maybe you get a late payment. Maybe you end up having to pay like an extra $100, but the upside of that is that you got all those shoes that you'd be able to turn over. I don't know. It felt like we were going backwards a little bit because we spent the last several weeks like saving that money, $100 a week every week for like 5-6 weeks or so. So it was like $600-$700 or whatever, and I was like, I'm spending all of this, but I could have kept it. I could have kept it in my bank account. But like, would you guys rather have $600, $700, $1,000, $15? It wouldn't matter what that deal was. If that deal was $3,000 and I had $3,000 in savings, I would have like, and it was a great deal, I would have spent the 3,000 and got the stuff listed as quickly as possible. So like maybe that's a big vulnerability for me. Like my tendency to, if I get a really good deal, I'm gonna buy it. So I don't know. That's all I got. I hopefully this is valuable to you guys. But we bought the deal. We've made a good portion of our money back. We probably made all of our money back at this point because things have been crazy this week. So I appreciate y'all. Hopefully provide some value to you. And if you guys have ideas, thoughts, if you guys do the same thing that I do, if you guys are more disciplined with your money, you never do what I did, let me know. But next week is going to be analyzing March, so we'll talk about March as a whole. And then the week after that, we'll talk about this week, where you guys will learn like how things actually went. Did we make money? Did I pay my bills? This, that, and the other. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pay my bills. So it should be good. And then after we pay our bills, it's about to be on because we might start saving a ridiculous amount of money due to the fact that our cash flow looks like it's going to be a lot higher than what it normally is. So, appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.